The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes 2 has been a hot topic of discussion since the Hunger Games prequel reignited interest in the franchise, but a sequel would risk undoing a powerful element of Lucy Gray's story. Set 64 years before the events of the Hunger Games movies, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes digs into Coriolanus Snow's impact on the titular tournament and his descent into villainy. Leading the film alongside Snow is Rachel Zegler's Lucy Gray, District 12's female tribute in the 10th annual Hunger Games tournament. Like Katniss Everdeen, Lucy Gray doesn't seem likely to win the deadly games. However, with the help of Snow's meddling, she manages to surprise spectators and the arena. Lucy Gray's story ends rather ambiguously in The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. And with time to expand on Snow's evolution between the prequel and the original films, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes 2 could technically happen. Sadly, a sequel would make Lucy's part in the first movie less meaningful. The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes 2 would undo Lucy Gray's powerful ending. A sequel would pull her back into a system she rejects. The Ballad of Songbird and Snakes ending sees Lucy Gray leaving the districts behind, a decision she makes with Coriolanus Snow, though he turns on her when she realizes what a monster he is. Snow hunts Lucy through the woods, and it's unclear if any of his bullets find her. The Hunger Games prequel doesn't confirm if Lucy makes it away or perishes, but either way, her leaving the districts is an important part of her narrative. Although it's prompted by Mayfair's death and Lucy's fear of punishment, it makes a turning point where she refuses to participate in Panem's unfair system any longer. From the beginning of The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, Lucy demonstrates a rebellious nature that sees her pushing back against the capital. Sadly, this doesn't prevent her from getting dragged into the games, but it helps her win and move on after. Lucy's decision to leave District 12 rather than suffer at the hands of an oppressive system further is a powerful one. The character's ending is meaningful precisely because of her refusal to participate in any more of Panem's games. She chooses to continue living on her terms, and that's a huge statement in a world like hers. If it brings her back, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes 2 would undo that powerful element of Lucy's story, forcing Zegler's character to return to a conflict she clearly wants no part of. The only reasonable way to continue Lucy's story within the Hunger Games franchise would be to involve her in the games or the political conflicts of Panem. This means she'd have to rejoin the fight between the districts and the capital, ripping away the freedom she chooses for herself at the end of the prequel. This wouldn't be fair to her character, and it wouldn't make much sense for the franchise either. Continuing Lucy Gray's story doesn't make sense for the Hunger Games franchise. Doing so would rewrite Hunger Games history. Lucy Graybaird, Rachel Zegler, is bowing at the reaping in Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Because Lucy Gray removes herself from Panem's political struggles, there's no reason to continue her story. It wouldn't make sense for the Hunger Games to bring the character back without a conflict, and the most obvious reason for her return would undo her powerful decision. There are reasons The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes 2 doesn't make sense beyond Lucy's narrative, too. Apart from The Hanging Tree, which Katniss sings in the original movies, there's no mention of Lucy in the Hunger Games. This means she probably didn't have a massive impact on that world after her time in the arena. While a sequel could get away with bringing Lucy into District 13's rebellion, it would feel strange that she's never referenced in the first 4 movies. Lucy Gray doesn't seem to be a known part of Panem's history, and Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes 2 would need to work around that in order to work. Such efforts would feel futile, as there aren't many places Lucy's story can go. She can't have too much of an impact on Panem, as the capital maintains its setup until Katniss' Hunger Games. There's also no resolution to be had between Lucy and Coriolanus. Knowing where he's headed, it's unlikely they'll ever meet again.